Yo, yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Blake Lamar, also known as FCMD, forever chasing money. Shout out to my little bro for starting this, but we gonna keep it pushing. Yo, what's good, man? We back because we locked in like 20 of them. Man, I had to come back. I had to. My girl put it on my mind. She said, Damien, why not give your opinion on buying a house? Like, you purchased two homes before the age of 26. Not many people can even say they purchased a house, let alone two homes, and you've done that twice before the age of 26. And I was like, man, you're right. Like, I have done something that not a lot of people have even done, let alone done it twice. I was like, but to go through it the second time, I was much more knowledgeable. I felt much more confident. I was much more like focused, right, and driven. Like I knew what I wanted because I've been through the process already, right? And so to me, the greatest experience is teacher. To me, the greatest teacher is experience, and I have that, right? I've gained that knowledge firsthand, and I want to give it to you guys. And just keep in mind, don't get offended. And this topic today is going to be, should you rent or should you buy a home? So today's topic is going to be, should you rent or buy a home? And keep in mind, this is just my personal opinion based on my personal experiences. And so with this being said, I can't go in such great detail in this video. I can make other videos about the home buying process if you guys want that. But this is just based on, just a gist of certain things, right? Let me get started. So, what's up, guys? I am here today to speak about, should you rent or should you buy a home? Simple as that, right? Not as easy as it seems. Because most of you guys are stuck with the dilemma. Hey, you're renting right now, you want to buy, or you're buying a home thinking maybe you should go back to renting, right? Well, let me go over my scenario, what I was stuck with, and, why I decided to purchase a home for the second time. Not the first, but the second time. Yeah, I did it again before the age of 26. It's crazy. So this is how it works, guys, right? Rent if your living situation is temporary. If you're only planning on being there for a short period of time, I do not advise buying a home. I do not advise buying a home whatsoever. And before I go any further in this video, I see everybody else do it. So let me say it. I am not a financial advisor by any means. I am not an expert. So please seek out professional help. Yes, this is just my personal experience. Once again, don't want to be held liable for anything that you do. But no, guys, seriously, if you're only going to live there for a short period of time, why buy? Hey, rent. That's the best option. You're not gonna be forced to have to go through the entire process of buying and selling a home, right? So just rent. It's much easier to go through things. But that's not here nor there. Rent if your living situation is temporary. Home ownership is key, though. To me, ownership is key. That's for me. So to me, I am all about buying a house. Look, understand, there are two different markets. If you're in the process of buying a home, this is something that you must know. You must know this. You must know this. You must know this. There's two different markets. There's a seller market, and then there's a buyer's market. These markets seller market is when homes are selling fast and typically more than what they're appraised for. Buyer's market, yeah, that's what we want right there if you're a buyer, are homes remaining on the market longer. That means that you are able to purchase a home at or below appraised value. These are definitions that I have not Googled or anything. So it may not be, completely correct, but you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Just to provide you a brief gist, right? Seller market, hey, that's in favor of the seller. So if you're in a seller's market, just know you're not going to get favorable terms, right? If you're in a buyer's market, just know buyers are really controlling the market, and you're probably going to get a chance to really negotiate, really get things to go in your favor as a buyer. Understand these two markets, understand your area. Now let's compare the situation, right? I want us to compare the situation between renting and buying a home. My apartment, when I lived in Oregon, cost around $2,200 a month to rent, and I had to pay utilities, which cost around another $400 a month. This was a two-bed, two-bath apartment. It wasn't a loft. It was an apartment. Anything goes wrong though, the apartment complex pays to fix it. Hey, I'm not responsible for the upkeep, which is something, if you're renting and you love, just know that only comes with renting. You're not responsible for paying for the upkeep of her. You're not typically the person that has to pay to get things fixed at the location. That's typically on the person that's renting the apartment to you, that's managing or that owns the apartment. That's not something that you have to even worry about. Hey, look, the sink is broke. They call somebody out to come and fix it. That's not something that you have to pay for, right? And so that's what that looks like. However, I'm buying. So this is a little different. Let me give you the numbers. Stay with me for a second, okay? My home in Texas, my mortgage is about $2,200 a month, give or take, right? On a 30-year mortgage. My utilities are about $500 a month. Yes, Texas utilities is through the freaking roof. Okay? Can we all agree for us that live in Texas that the utilities is bull jive? This is a bull crap. I own a home. Why am I paying $500 to $600 a month in utilities for water, lights, electric, and sewer? That is too much. Do something about this, Texas. This makes no sense. We need better rights. I'm an American, god darn it, and I deserve better. Now that I got that rumble out the way, because I feel a personal way about it, let's continue. My mortgage consists of a couple of different things, right? When you're discussing a mortgage consists of different things. Let me go over those things so that you have a better understanding of what they are. There's principal and interest. My principal and interest is right at $1,550. The interest rate is 5% on my mortgage, right? It's 5%, right? My mortgage insurance, which is 1% of the home cost. So, for example, if you're purchasing a home for $500,000, there's going to be a mortgage insurance premium that will be added, which is known as MIP, that will be added to your mortgage. This will be consist of your mortgage. 1% or 2%. I've never seen. I don't think it's 2%, but I know 1% for sure. Is gonna be of that $500,000. So just keep that in mind when you guys are considering buying a home. All this goes into that, man. You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for stuff. But I want you to know. I want you to be aware of these things, of what a mortgage is, right? Be knowledgeable, right? So mine is roughly, my mortgage insurance 1% is roughly $200 a month, right? And then there's the escrow, which consists of property taxes and home insurance for $450 a month is what I pay, right? Your escrow can change based on your property value and how taxes change in your area. And also your home insurance can change depending on the company and the deductible. You have the option to choose the company and the deductible amount. Be wary though, if something goes wrong, like there's a tornado or hurricane like we have here in Texas, and your ass, well, and your tail that chose a $10,000 deductible and something happened, guess what? If it costs $9,000 to get it fixed, you might as well pay for it out of pocket because they're not going to pay anything because you're still, like, that threshold is below your deductible, which is $10,000. Or if it costs $11,000 to get fixed, they want to give you $1,000 because the deductible is $10,000. So just think about that. Be wary when you guys are selecting your deductible. This is a home, guys. So sometimes when things break, they're much larger to fix and get repaired. This is not. It's almost like a very expensive car, a Rolls Royce, for example. That engine goes out in that Rolls Royce. That's $60,000 to $70,000. Would you have a deductible of $20,000? No, no. So just keep these things in mind, right? We want to be as realistic as possible. What is your financial situation? right? You should let that determine what you select. Or if you cheap like me, you still don't give a care. You go with whatever's best for your pockets. So that's what really that's really how you get your mortgage, right? That's how that happens, guys. Now, most mortgage companies don't have any restrictions on refinancing. So just keep that in mind, right? If you do plan on refinancing to try to get a better rate, get better terms, right? That is something that can be done, but you want to make sure that when you're going through your current lender, that they don't have any restrictions or any penalties for doing so. Or if you're doing FHA, like I'm doing, or like I would recommend, that the grant or whatever program that you're using don't have any restrictions. I know that some may require, may prevent you or forbid you if they offer you money or something. They may forbid you from doing it for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? So just be wary of that and have that understanding that hey, look, if you plan on refinancing anytime in the near future or anytime at all within a certain period of time, understand what your program is and you know what that looks like through the lender that you're currently going to be financing through, just to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a bind or in a pickle, as we say, right? So you just want to be understanding of that and cognitive of that, right? And so also understand that if you do refinance, you will likely be responsible for paying the closing costs associated with that loan. Yes, you will have to pay closing costs again, 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 again when you refinance. Most lenders make you pay those closing costs again, right? So just be wary of that. Also, regarding the 1% mortgage insurance, you can eliminate that in a couple of ways, right? Let's go through that, right? You can put 20% down or more if you got it like that. With purchasing your home, or you can refinance once you have achieved 20%, 20%, 20%, 20% equity in your home. Now, keep in mind, the mortgage company will not contact you to let you know that this can be done. So you must be self-aware. Guys, let me give you this juice again. You can eliminate that what I called earlier, that 1%, the MIP that everybody hates and feel like it's useless just because it is. It don't really make no sense to be paying 1% on something that you already own. I don't understand why I got to pay no mortgage insurance premium, but they say that's to protect the mortgage insurance company. That's their fee for giving you the opportunity to finance this beautiful home that you're in. They're going to charge you that mortgage insurance premium. However, they allow you to get rid of that, but they're not going to tell you about it. So you must be self-aware that once you reach 20% equity, that you have the ability to eliminate that, right? So just keep that in mind. Be wary and understand what you're paying and how much you're paying and where things are at, right? Because you don't want to pay more than what you have to. Let's just be honest, right? I'm your everyday American. I get it. I know, right? I work a 9 to 5. I don't have daddy's money, right? I don't have a silver spoon. I wasn't gifted. My grandparents didn't die and leave me with $1 million, right? That didn't happen. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I worked, I grind, saved up, bam, 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 bam. But with all this being said, what option would you choose now that you have a little bit more insight, right? Would you go with renting a home or would you go with owning a home? What one would you do, right? Me, ownership is key, baby. Ownership is key, right? Now let's run through the numbers because to me, that is what's going to tell the tale of what's really happening here, right? The numbers. Here they go, right? It's studied that Americans rent their space for an average of 3 years. So let's go with that. So let's just say the average American is going to stay in the same location for at least 3 years. That's what the studies show. Google it. That's what I found on Google. So if I just lived in my apartment in Oregon for 3 years, I have the deposit of $1,000, right? Which I will get back, so we won't even count that, honestly. And so we just use the monthly rent cost of $2,200 over 3 years, which is 36 months, right? And so if we're doing that, we have a total spend of $79,000, $79,200. Once I leave the apartment, I have no stake left, no ownership, no nothing. I just spent $79,000, and I walk away with nothing. To some people, you're okay with that. Me, I am not okay with spending $80,000 and not having no money left from that. It's like, are you serious? Imagine going to bank after you just got paid, withdrawing all that money, coming home, going to the toilet, and flushing it down the toilet. That's everything you just worked for those past 2 weeks have been nothing. You have nothing to show for it, right? That's what I want you to take from renting. That's the way I feel about it, right? That's why I'm so passionate about ownership, right? I want to give you the real. I want you to understand that it's real, man. Listen, if I purchased my home and sold it after 3 years for the same exact cost without appreciation, my home does not appreciate. I sell it for the exact same cost. These are the numbers. I have a mortgage of $2,200 times 3 years. So that's over 36 months. I'm left with the same total. However, this is my terminology. I have not spent $79,200. I have invested $79,200, right? It's a difference. When you own a home, you're investing into the home. You're investing into the location, right? Because that money is going somewhere to where you will get a return on that once you leave. 99.99% of the time, you're gonna receive a return on that investment. It's not like you're just spending it and not getting a return on your investment. So that's where the terminology is gonna be different, right? So of that, the monthly principal and interest amount is gonna be $1,550. This is why we do that, right? So I need to know how much of that $79,000 is that, right? So what I need to do is divide the $2,200, which is my mortgage, by my principal and interest amount, which is $1,550. That gives me a percentage of 70.4%. So 70.4% is my actual principal and interest amount. That's how much I spend monthly, or I spend overall on principal and interest is 70.4%. The other 39.6 is gone. It's gone. That's the money you just threw down the drain. Pretty much, right? Property taxes in Texas sucks too, bro. This is crazy. 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 Okay, this is crazy. Got a whole extra $100,000 house out there, man. It's crazy. I'm still baffled at that. That's amazing. Texas may seem like it's cheap. The houses may look cheap, but when you get ready to purchase a home, the property taxes be $700 a month. your availability to spend and a flashback real quick, for real. But no, 70.4% of the 79,200 gives me $55,616. So that's how I got the total principal and interest amount that I paid over 3 years. That's how I've gotten that number. Okay, I'll put the numbers up on the screen so you can see. Right? So based on the numbers, so this is how I was able to get that rate by providing a loan amount of $290,000 with an interest rate of 5% and a loan term of 30 years. You hit calculate. As you guys can see, starting off, the interest payments are high and principal payments are low. Over time, that switches. Principal payments begin to increase, interest amounts begin to decrease. As you guys can see, the starting balance is $290,000, right? And then with that first payment, and then after 36 payments, the balance left will be $276,496, right? So that is the difference between the starting balance and the remaining balance. and that's how you get what the profit would be if you were to sell it for 290,000. So in 36 months, you would keep the difference of that, and that sold. Once the house is sold, you would walk away with cash with $13,500. Yes, $13,500 in your pocket. Renting after 3 years, you're left with this. Buying a home after 3 years, you're left with this. It really speaks for itself. Now most of you guys are gonna come in, yeah, but Damien, you have to the cost of owning a home, and that's real, right? Yard maintenance, replacing air filters, bug spray, security, right? So let's say all together, $3,000 you would deduct from that amount. You still left with $10,500 of profit. Me living in an apartment, horrible, horrible, horrible. Apartments, they have a lot of restrictions. Why? Because it's not yours. You don't own it. When you have a home, put what you want on the wall. I got markers all on the freaking door, the walls, that I'm gonna have to fix because I let my daughters do whatever. Whatever keeps them happy, man. And if you're a parent out there, you get me, right? You get me. Right? There's a lot of benefits to owning a home. There's a lot of benefits to renting. So just really take time. Think about it. Consider. What's the best option for you? For me, home ownership. All day, every day. That's just what it is. Hey man, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want more content like this, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And just remember, I'm just your everyday American man. We go through the same stuff. I have the same problems. Hey, we here, man. And until I come back, 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 I ain't got nothing else to say, so that's just that.